Reach high, aim high, and obtain. To begin with, you're going to take chicken tenders. We like to use Greener Pastures organic chicken tenders, and cut them into the size or the bite size that you would like. And here you can see us doing a little bit of that in advance. And you can either do 1 to 2 packages depending on how many people will be enjoying this. Place the chicken tenders into a container, cover it with raw whole milk or whole milk overnight. Of your chosen yogurt, we're just going to take a couple tablespoons of that. You don't need much, you just need enough that it'll infuse the batter and at the same time give it this tang that's just absolutely delicious. The next thing we need is 2 eggs. So I've already washed our eggs. We're just gonna crack this into there. And I'm using my paper towel I dried it with so I don't get an egg mess all over my counter from the eggs. There we go.
Those are such rich eggs.
Yes, and you can see how yellow the yolk is. And then we're just going to whisk this really, really good. You don't need much, you just need enough that you can see how thick that is, see that? And that's from the yogurt helping to make this really, really thick, but it's also gonna give it just a delicious flavoring, and it also helps with this consistency coat our batter really good. Now, this is our dry ingredients that is gluten-free and grain-free. So this makes it safe also for anyone that has migraineur children or are migraineurs. Because
or are gluten-free.
Or are gluten-free, because anyone that is a migraineur knows that, or hopefully knows, I should say, if you've seen how to be migraine-free, my migraine-free video, is that even carbohydrates and specific carbohydrates, and that can include certain nuts, can actually turn into sugar in a migraineur's body. So they have to be careful about certain things that they eat until they get to a certain level. It's usually just a few weeks that they need to go keto to remove the sugar and stuff so that their body can reset the insulin in their body. And one thing that I have found is this helps with that process, so a person doesn't feel deprived of the foods that the other people around them enjoy and eat, but at the same time they feel like they're part of the family and the food experience. Our dry ingredients consist of 1 cup organic arrowroot flour, 1/2 cup organic almond flour, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon ginger powder, 2 teaspoons paprika, 2 teaspoons curry powder, 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 2.5 teaspoons pink Himalayan salt, Celtic salt, or quality salt. Begin the process by dipping the chicken tender in the egg and yogurt liquid concoction that we whisked earlier. Then you're going to shake off the excess and let it drip off. And then you're going to place it into our dry ingredients. We're using 2 different hands. So one hand used for the liquid side and the other hand used for the dry side. And then you're going to gently shake off the excess. Then place the piece onto a cutting board or workable surface. You want to continue that process until all of the chicken tenders have been processed in this manner. After I put them in my yogurt and egg wet ingredients, I dip this into the same dry ingredients that I used for making my crispy yogurt marinated chicken, as well as my fried zucchini sticks. And then all I'm doing now is I've got my my oil, and I've already done 1 batch, and this turned out so beautifully. And of course I have it on this rack so that I can quickly take some very finely ground, this is pink Himalayan or any kind of a quality salt. I love to do Celtic sea salt too. And when it comes to temperature of the 320 degrees Fahrenheit, is I start putting this into the oil. I've already done 1 batch. And I do know it's a little bit foamy looking on top. It's because of the arrowroot that is in the dry mixture here. Just realize it does slough off and get into the oil. But my crust, I mean, look how this is. It's just perfectly crispy, absolutely delicious. And then we just fry it for about 5 to 7 minutes, but make sure the oil's deep enough that the little pieces will actually be fully submerged so they do cook well. So right now I'm waiting for it to come back up to my 320 degree Fahrenheit temperature, and that's because I have it on the kind of medium low, because you want it to slowly come to temperature, because that way it maintains the needed temperature for cooking. Because realize when you add the chicken that this temperature will actually drop. And then in the back there, Dad has us with some orange chicken sauce, and we're going to actually dip our fabulous chicken here in the sauce. And then we can dip it in the honey. I know some people like ketchup. And this is great because I know years ago, my nieces were all about, they wanted their their little chicken nuggets from either Chick-fil-A, well, it was mainly Chick-fil-A at the time. And they loved getting their little chicken nuggets from there, McDonald's or Burger King or wherever it was at the time. And this was like their favorite little thing. So this is a great little finger food for children to be able to just give them a little thing. And you know what's in it. And we used our quality chicken from Greener Pastures. So it's very organic, it's high quality, it's good protein. And this is a great way of knowing what your children are eating and taking care of the family's health and yours. So I'm going to show you next steps once this comes back up to temperature. And then we will do that. So it is coming to temperature as soon as I hit my 320, which is imminent. I love this. I love my thermometer here. Okay, so now I'm going to start adding my chicken very carefully. Some pieces are obviously bigger than others, so we'll have to give it a little bit more cooking time. Okay, and now we're going to let this cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Keep your eye on it, but set a timer. That's what I've learned is the best key to do this. And then we'll come back. I'm going to point out that the oil I'm making sure is high enough that it's covering the full size of the chicken tender. It's very critical for doing this. I'm using avocado oil here, so you guys are aware of the type of oil I'm using. And I'm specifically using the avocado oil because avocado oil tends to has a very neutral flavor and a high heat point. So even though I set the timer for about 7 minutes, some of these were really tiny. So I'm needing to get them out, and I can tell it's done because when I do this, I can feel it clicking and crunching on the metal. So that's why I said, ideally you want to make them all the same size. But when there's instances of them being a lot smaller, but isn't that cute? I'm taking it, I'm placing it on my rack here. And that's so that I can make sure I take them out before they potentially burn. See that? Isn't that beautiful? And I think these smaller pieces are looking very done. Ooh, you look at that? See how it's just getting ready to start burning? So we got to get these out. Now see, this one's a lot bigger, so I'm just going to flip that around a little bit. This one looking and feeling done. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm putting them over here on my cooling rack because we're going to do next steps. That one looks good. Yeah, that one's done. See how the other side looks? Yeah, that feels done too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of salt while they're still wet, and you want to make sure you salt them, but we're also having them on our cooling rack here because it allows any excess oil to drip down, so it's not excessively oily. You just want it to have the quality oil remaining that is needed to make that fabulous crunch. So let's do that again. I had 2 packages here. Dad got really excited when he found out I was going to be doing this, and so he pulled out 2 packages for me. So I'm having to do more than I would normally do in this circumstances, but it'll be worth it because then we'll just have extra for later. Because I mean, let's be frank, if you have any little or small children or young children, they love finger food, and I think this is a great finger food to give to a young child, especially knowing how my nieces were about chicken nuggets growing up with us. I mean, they just, every time they visited, they wanted chicken nuggets for lunch. So this is one thing that always is a family pleaser when you've got young children. And plus, I have to admit, you can take this base, and that's why I said we had the orange sauce on the side, because using this as a base, you can also use it to make things like orange chicken or sweet and sour chicken that usually has that external hard crust, you know, and then they put a sauce on it. But the key, if you're going to do that approach, is what's called the double fry. So you would hold off on salting it, let it cool, and then you would do a second frying. So that's one caveat I would add if you're wanting to do more of an orange chicken approach. And so we'll do another 5 to 7 minutes on this. Typically 7 is my timer because it lets me keep track of things, and then I just make sure I'm staying by it because the pieces are so small, so that I can make sure I'm keeping my eye on it. And then we'll do it again. Okay. Let's take them out. It is turning out so crispy and delicious. I've already had some people snag some and be like, ooh, that's good. We really like crispy and crunchy in this family. So the fact that we can get that extra little, you know, benefit to our meal, me and Dad are all over that. And then, of course, I need to salt them. Now, if I were to do orange chicken, then I would actually not salt these, let them cool down, and then I'd fry them again. Doing my second frying, and I'm putting these in there. And this is so I can make a more substantial crust for, if we want to, our orange chicken, because I found that a double frying is really what makes the difference when it comes to having that nice crispy crust. But you won't need to do this long, you just need a couple minutes. So be cognizant of that fact. Move those around, make sure they're all under. And for this, we only need a few minutes. So I'm only gonna do a timer for about 3 minutes, but I'm gonna keep my eye on them the whole time, and I'm gonna keep moving these. Because this won't take long. I know I said about 2 or 3 minutes, but it may even be shorter because it all depends on the size, and you want to keep your eye on it. Okay, I'm starting to see these are starting to look done. See here how dark that's gotten? So we're going to start taking these out. So it's only been about a couple minutes, and that's why I say you want to keep your eye on this. Okay, and there we are, our double fried chicken now, and you can see the difference here. This part has been double fried, that has been single fried. So you can see these are a bit more darker, but the crust is a lot more crunchier because of it. So when we add the sauce to it, it will prevent it from becoming soggy when the sauce is added, but it'll maintain that really nice crunchy crust. It's going to be delicious. So you're doing my fried chicken tenders with your orange sauce.
Oh, that's good. The orange sauce, you can taste the quality of the orange.
The freshness of the oranges.
Yeah, and the orange peel gives it just a hint of tang. That's good.
Every single person who watches this video has the power to change someone else's life today. Subscribing to TaylorIt takes 1 second, but creates a ripple that reaches people across the entire world. Hit like, share this with someone who needs it, and drop your location in the comments because seeing where our community reaches genuinely excites us. Together we are building something real. Join us and help others find this too.